They get back a motherfucker. They know what's going on. They get back a motherfucker.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another reaction with your boy Isaac, man. Know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, today we have a familiar face returning to the channel, man. Today we have a familiar face for sure. We have my boy Luesta, man, with the female rap wave is over. All caps. Yeah, man, my pre-thoughts on this before we go ahead hop straight into it. Do I believe the female rap wave? My bad, y'all. Do I believe the female rap wave is over? No, not at all. Not in the slightest. I actually think it's picking up more than it ever has, honestly. Sexy Red is still going crazy. She's still doing her thing. Lotto, she's still doing her thing, going crazy. Who else? Ice Spice. She's still, I mean, Ice Spice kind of cooling down a little bit. Y'all let me know if y'all think she's starting to like fade a little. But Meg, she's going crazy. Her and Nicki just got into it. They still have their little beef or whatever. And you know, Nicki is Nicki. So Cardi ain't really dropping much. But whenever she drops a feature, it's going crazy. Glorilla got a song going crazy right now. Yeah, Glow. I don't think the female rap wave is over at all. In the slightest. I actually think it's getting better, if anything. We got new and upcoming girls like Anicia, however you say her name. Caribou with Lil Yachty and all them. Like, yeah, y'all, I be tuned in. Like, the girl rap wave is definitely, I feel like it's ramping up. But according to Luesta, the female rap wave is over, man. I ain't gonna do too much more talking, y'all. I'm kind of interested to see what he has to say about it. So we're gonna get straight into it, man. As always, if you're new to the channel, man, my name's Isaac. I'd appreciate it if you like, comment, and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Turn on that post notification bell as well so you're notified whenever I drop another video. And yeah, man, head over to my Instagram, follow me over there at @officialisaac_, and check out my main channel too. This is my backup channel. Check out my main channel. It's just Isaac, ISAAC, man. Pranks and everything over there all the time. But with that being said, man, let's hop into it. Why is the female rap wave over, Luesta?
Y'all ain't gonna want to hear it from me, but the girl rapper wave is over. Just telling you what it is.
1 year ago, there were major publications like the
hater,
New York
bro.
Times claiming that the future of rap is female.
A
However,
career hater.
it seems like that trend is officially over. And when you look at how the wave has or hasn't evolved in recent years, they've really got no one to blame but themselves. While we may have female rappers like Suki Hana not understanding the difference between a musician.
Okay, so let's go ahead. I know he hasn't even really got all the way into everything he's about to say, but let's go ahead and dissect the first person he brought up real quick. How you gonna bring up Suki Hana as the first? Luesta, I like your videos, brother, and I'm sure you have more context behind why you brought her up first. You usually do more research than this, though, bro. I like your videos, but you're starting off a little slow, brother. How you gonna say Suki Hana as the first girl when you're bringing up why the female rap wave is over? Was Suki Hana ever really on? Like, she's more, that's no disrespect to her, but she's more known for, like, her antics and, like, you know, the things she does outside of music. Am I wrong? You know, it was a period where people were keeping her and Sexy Red next to each other. But Sexy Red is more so known for her music. Suki Hana is more so known for her antics. So, I don't know, man. I hope that you have more context behind why you brought up Suki Hana first. Because this is a terrible example. There's way more poppin' female rappers than Suki Hana. No disrespect to her, but it's just the truth.
And a magician in interviews today.
So I'm a musician. What that mean? Make magic or something? What is musician?
I think you're confusing that.
Yeah, I'm not no musician.
Women in hip-hop weren't always
I seen
as
that interview
synonymous,
too,
in the
man.
mainstream at least, with this kind of idiocy. From Roxanne Shante, Queen Latifah, and Miss Lauryn Hill, to Missy Elliott, The Brat, and the Lady of Rage,
Lauryn
women in
Hill,
mainstream
the
hip-hop
GOAT.
started off having a ton of ambition to prove
Aside
that
from
they could
Nicki.
rhyme just as well as men. But even back then, they dealt with the pressure from male MCs, as they didn't really accept them as they were.
No
and
Lauryn
basically
Hill
pitted
slander
them
would be
against each other
tolerated
to
on
see
this
who would
channel.
be the chosen one. As the legendary MC Light revealed, they only realized this was an illusion after the fact that they could have peacefully coexisted.
What could you tell the new generation of women? Why can it only be just one woman at a time in hip-hop?
You know what? I don't think that's any fault of the women.
I don't think y'all stick together.
We definitely do at some point in our careers, you know, but then we learn as we get older that there's power in numbers. You know, I beefed with Roxanne Shante, and then when the beef was over, I went to her ice cream shop, signed autographs for her patrons, and we really became the sisters that we should have been in the first place.
Alright, what they say? They said, I don't think you guys stick together. I feel like that might have a little bit of truth to it, a little bit of substance to it, but I don't feel like that's why the wave may or may not be over. I also feel like it's hard to say that because, I mean, do the men really even stick together? There's a huge rap civil war going on right now between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. If you know, you know. Like that's just a huge rap civil war. You gotta pick a side. Do they really stick together? The whole industry is turning on Drake. I mean, they sticking together to band up against Drake to take down #1. Is that really sticking together? But and then even before Kendrick and Drake's huge beef, it was another civil war. It was, you got to pick a side between Dirk and Youngboy, Dirk and YB. Whose side are you on? It's just like, do the men even stick together, honestly? If you ask me, I feel like the reason female rap took so long to take off the way that it is now, and Barbs don't kill me, man. Listen, I know how y'all get, I know y'all like, you know what I'm saying, but don't kill me. I feel like there's been one woman at the top of the female rap game for so long, and that's Nicki Minaj, right? Nicki Minaj has been at the top of the rap game for girls for so long, and it's just like, you see with people at the top of the male rap game that they'll reach back and grab newer artists and do features with them. They'll put them on. They'll put them in positions to do better. Look at what Drake does with Lil Baby. Look at what Drake does. Everybody, bro. I'm not going down the list. Y'all know Drake finds a new wave every 2 weeks and hops on a feature. And it's like a care package, bro. I feel like Nicki should have been doing that with the new girls, right? She could have been put on some of the new girls. She could have gave Lotto a feature early. She could have gave all of them a feature early. Like Cardi when she was first coming out. I feel like if her and Cardi would have collabed earlier, then a lot of this wouldn't have been happening. It took for like Cardi B to pop out and really be like, I wouldn't even say real competition, but like in a way, real competition toward the crown at the time. I wouldn't say she's competition anymore, but at the time, it took Cardi B to be a real threat to the crown to see Nicki Minaj really start. And even then, it wasn't immediate. Cardi started working with girls first. From what I saw, she started working with the younger girls first. And then Nicki started working with the younger girls. And now it's like, okay, it's starting to grow. We're starting to see the biggest boom in female rap history, right? Why? Because all of the girls are coming together. Nicki is, she got a song with Sexy Red. She got a song with Ice Spice. She got a song with Doja Cat. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should have been happening. Cardi B, she working with Glorilla. She working with, you know what I'm saying? This should have been happening. And now that it's happening, we're seeing the big boom for the female side of rap, like we should have been seeing. That's just my opinion. I feel like Nicki could have been put on a lot of the newer girls, but she wanted to stay #1, which is not a problem. But yeah, man, I just feel like that's why it took so long to happen. And earlier they said, do you feel like there can only be one? Me personally, I don't. I feel like, I mean, obviously, Nicki's always going to be miles better than everyone else. That's just a fact. No one's catching Nicki or her crown. But I don't feel like there should only be one poppin' girl rapper. Like, you know what I'm saying? It should be just like the niggas. Like, a bunch of them. You know what I'm saying? And that's starting to happen now. So...
Other female rappers would learn the hard way that they would be forced into conflict with other female rappers. As the two pioneers who brought a bold, sex-positive flavor to the game during the mid-90s, Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown were also pitted against each other as well, even leading to a shootout at Hot 97 that led to one of Foxy's teams taking a bullet to the back.
Fight, and two top R&B artists are caught in the middle,
crazy,
Foxy Brown and Lil' Kim.
With Lil' Kim, Foxy, and Terror Squad's Remy Ma eventually landing in jail, the throne was essentially left vacant for a long time. And for a few years, it seemed like hip-hop wanted it to stay that way. Deborah Atney, former manager of Nicki Minaj and mother of Waka Flocka Flame, said that at one point in time, women were seen as a higher risk in the hip-hop industry simply because there were more overheads for them. As a result, they didn't try to nurture new talent. Women are often viewed differently because we cost more money. Number one, a guy could look like a Cyclops' twin and get up there and make it. He just throws on a t-shirt and some jeans and he's fly. For us, it's
That's
the whole
true.
glam squad. The
I ain't
hair,
gonna lie,
the
that's
makeup,
true.
all these things that you have to have. It costs more to build a female than a male. Besides
That's
the
true.
fact that it was seen more as an investment, they also have to cope with some sexist attitudes from record execs. Just look at Rick Ross's reason for never trying to sign a woman to his MMG label.
You know, I never did it because I always thought like I would end up fucking the female rapper, fucking the business up. I'm so
Don't mix business with pleasure, y'all. Come on.
You know.
I seen this too. This
So
interview.
much money on a photo shoot. I gotta fuck.
This nigga
With
tripping.
attitudes like that, there's really no surprise that it took so long for women to get a foothold in the game that could rival with men. But there was one NYC-born artist who would change
The
everything,
GOAT.
and her name was
The
Nicki
queen.
Minaj. When Nicki Minaj first exploded onto the scene with tapes like Beam Me Up Scotty, she suddenly proved that women could flourish in the male-dominated industry. With a solid pen game, sex appeal, and cosigns from Lil Wayne as a part of the Young Money crew, Nicki's verses
That
on tracks
true.
like
Nicki had
Bedrock
a
showed
lot
that
of
she could stand out
cosigns.
on a track with plenty of men.
I'm so pretty, like, be on my pedal bike, be on my low skirt, be on my echo whites.
In fact, apart from
Don't
Drake, she'd go
stop,
on to
you
become
the
one of the
bestest.
biggest stars
That
out of
chick
everyone in the
coming
Young
at
Money
the
crew.
top as
Suddenly,
bestie.
Nicki found a
She
winning
hard,
formula, and when her debut album Pink Friday
Bedrock hard,
emerged
too.
in 2010, she became the first female rapper
One of
to
the
have
greatest
a number
songs
one
ever
album
made.
since Eve's Let There Be Eve, Rough Riders' First Lady album. That dropped way back in 1999. From there, she experienced a spell of unrivaled, multi-platinum selling
Oh, no,
dominance
don't
that
yell at
proved
Martin
women could make
YouTube.
it in what was once a man's world for so long. And in the time that passed, Nicki has become aware of how much she revolutionized the game and understood why female rappers struggled making it big.
Why do you think it's so difficult for female rappers? There's so few of them.
Because they don't put their business first.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can't come into this business attacking other girls and thinking you're gonna go somewhere. You can't come into this business thinking that it's all about music. This is a business. I wanted to explore the business and take it to where the guys took it as a business woman.
With Nicki now at the top of the game with her unique brand of raunchy, in-your-face hip-hop, the stage was set for a new era of women in hip-hop. But it would take a while for other females to make it to Nicki's level, mainly because for the most part, all of the stars of the next wave grew up listening to her.
People don't want to give Nicki her props.
Literally.
Like, people don't want to give Nicki her flowers. It's just like,
I don't know why this is a
Why?
thing. It's the weirdest thing.
I'm gonna let Doja finish. That's Doja, right? I'm gonna let her finish in a second. But yeah, I've noticed that, bro. That is the big polar opposite, noticeable difference between the guy rap game and the female rap game, right? With the ladies, bro, it's like all of them of the new generation grew up listening to Nicki. So it's like almost in a way, she literally is the queen. Like, I know we call her the queen because, you know, that's just what everybody calls her. But like, in a literal way, like literally, and not just like, if you really think about it, she kind of is literally the queen of rap for the female side, bro. Like, they all grew up listening to her. So they all, in a way, grow up wanting that feature. And it's like, kind of like what Nicki says goes. If she doesn't like you, then it's gonna be hard, bro. Like, even the people she beefs with now, they admit they grew up listening to her. Like, Lotto, she said she was the biggest Nicki fan. Bro, I noticed that almost every little black girl, even non-black girls, bro, but mostly little black girls, every little black girl, bro, they grew up loving and looking up to Nicki Minaj like they should. That's a good thing, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a good thing. But it just... it's so different from the male rap game. I feel like it does make it a little bit harder. It does make it a little bit harder to rise up on your own without that Nicki feature because she's so far ahead of her competition.
And I've yet to understand. And I feel
All
like
of them
she
grew up
deserves a lot
listening to
more,
Nicki,
for sure.
bro.
Since I was like 13.
If they say they didn't, they're
biggest
lying.
fan ever. When she said she quit music, I'm like, heck. And I'm very happy she did.
But as much as Nicki revealed what a woman in hip-hop could accomplish, there's an argument to be made that she set the tone for what they should look and sound like. Put it this way. Before she rose to the top, Nicki completely worshipped Lauryn Hill, an artist who was seen as a fierce, strong role model who never resorted to using controversy or her looks to gain publicity. Instead, she focused on music and is pretty much universally loved for it. And one person who isn't afraid to pay homage to the roots was Nicki.
No, please.
That's hard though. She paying respect. That's how some of these new girls act when they meet Nicki. As they should.
Everything about you.
But these days, Nicki is seen as the blueprint, and while she could spit, she also made herself into somewhat a sex symbol who was mostly known for her massive butt as she was for her bars. And over time, she'd go on to feel like she had created a monster. But more on that later. Whatever Nicki or anyone else thinks about it, the days of one woman ruling over hip-hop are long gone. Soon, Nicki, Doja Cat, Cardi B, Lizzo, and Megan Thee Stallion all had #1s within a 3-year span, while new artists were cropping up all the time. So when did this rise begin? And what led to its downfall, to the point that people are now sick of hearing the same old, same old? Well, to answer that, let me take you back to 2017, when Cardi B signed to Atlantic Records, as she became one of the only 4 female rappers on the roster, joining Lizzo, Missy Elliott, and Snow the Product. In 2023, she is one of the 9 female MCs on that label alone, and that's part of an overall trend across the industry. Following on from Nicki, Cardi became the next woman to really make it big, with tracks like Bodak Yellow taking her from a beloved hip-hop alumni to a real commercial threat. Before long, Cardi, who fully admitted to using co-writers on her records, which I discussed at full length on my Ghostwriters video, had a Grammy for the best album as well as 5 #1 singles to this day. With the combined force of Nicki and Cardi, a clear formula for success for female rappers was established. Both labels and artists knew what they had to do to succeed. And at that point, a whole host of other rappers, following a similar blueprint to what Cardi used to emulate Minaj's success, sprung up. Soon, everyone from Lotto to Megan Thee Stallion would be delivering their own version of the formula with their own regional flavor. On the tier below, we had artists like Asian Doll, Saweetie, and Coi Leray, and many, many more. As a result of this onslaught of female artists who had major label money behind them, it reached a point that with the exception of 3 tracks, all of the best-selling tracks of 2022 that didn't involve Kendrick Lamar or Drake came from female artists. With that, a new cultural wave was in place where women were closer to the driver's seat in hip-hop than ever before. And to rappers like Lotto, it proved how influential they were. We teach people how to dress throughout our music. We tell them what liquor they should be drinking and what clubs they should be at, where they should go for vacation. It's literally so much deeper than music, and I'm very, very honored to be a part of the genre. But while the ATL rapper who scored big with her 777 project thought that was a good thing, there are plenty of people who feel that's a negative byproduct of what they're doing, particularly when it comes to the image that they need to.
This nigga Luesta is wildin', man. That is either him or his editor, man. I don't know if he got an editor, if he edited his own videos. He probably got an editor, bro. He's a big channel, bro. But, yo, one of these niggas is wildin', bro. Y'all some hornballs, bro. If I see one more ass-shaking clip, bro, yo, listen, I'm not trying to get yellow marked on this video, brother. Like, we get it, man. I done seen, bro. Nigga, I ain't seen this much ass in a year. Nigga, like, yo, this nigga Luesta a hornball, bro. Or his editor, somebody, nigga. These niggas hornballs, bro. Y'all gotta chill out.
Opt for success.
Like, none of the top male rappers are sexualized at all. At all.
Women are. You gotta look the part. I mean,
name me a top female rapper that don't have her ass out and her titties out. See what I mean?
As women in hip-hop have gained more and more ground commercially, they've also got more scandalous when it comes to the explicit nature of their music.
Okay, what I will say, bro, this is what people, I said this in my other reaction too. I forgot what it was. It was like one of my first reactions on this channel. It's like the dark side of female rap or something like that. Something like that. Just go down to my early videos. It's another Luesta video. But yeah, I said this in my video back then. It's only that way because that's what sells. That's what works, right? If there was a Lauryn Hill type girl, or if there was just a girl that rapped in straight turtlenecks and nothing, like, bro, she could be the hardest girl ever if y'all blow her up. And then everyone starts seeing that and being like, oh, okay, it can work like this too. There'll probably be another young girl who looks up to that, admires that, and comes up behind her. If y'all boost that next girl, oh wow, now there's two of them that don't have to sexualize themselves. And that'll inspire more young girls to come up and do that too. Bro, the reason every girl is so sexualized is because that is what sells, bro. That is what we are consuming. That is what y'all like. Like, come on, bro. Like, we gotta be realistic in the part that the consumer plays in this whole thing. Right or wrong. Like, I just feel like we have to be honest. And, I'll play devil's advocate here. That's a part of the image, bro. Sadly, but it is a part of the image overall. Like, men, you do have to have an image. It's not a sexualized image, no. But men have to have an image to make it in rap. Look at a lot of the rap. Well, you don't have to, but it's preferred, right? Just like women, you don't have to, but it's preferred, right? It'll skyrocket you to the top faster. Look at the rappers that we make fun of, right? It's all the rappers that don't be having street cred behind them or a real vouch. If you're not like a woke rapper, if you're trying to be like a regular, just mainstream rapper, but not on no Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole shit, you just want to be a regular rapper, like Lil Baby type rapper, but you're from the suburbs, no one's taking you serious. Unless you have a vouch, like Drake. Drake had Lil Wayne, Birdman, Nicki Minaj behind him pushing that street image, right? Cool. Okay, Drake had gangsters around him, so it worked for him. But if you're trying to be like just a standard rapper, like a Lil Baby type rapper, and you don't have a street image, they're not gonna take you seriously, bro. Look at how they used to do DDG, bro, when he first started rapping, bro. Just because he was a YouTuber and he didn't have a street background. Like, and the crazy part is DDG is from the hood, bro. Pontiac is the hood. Pontiac, Michigan is the hood, but he's not a hood nigga, right? Look how they was trying to do him at first, and now he's kind of shifting a little bit over into more street-esque a little bit, but not crazily, but like a little bit. And it's working. It's bringing more success. Like, this is just how it goes. For men, there's an image to uphold too. You have to have some type of thug background, or if not, your entourage does. That's like Drake. That's just a fact. For women, I feel like it's the same way, but it's sexualized, right? You have to have some type of sexualized image. You have to be attractive in some way, right? That just appeals to the viewers more, and that's what works in this generation, sadly. Not saying I like it, and I agree with that, but that's just the truth of the matter. I feel like they both have an image to uphold. It just happens to be that for the females, it's a sexualized type image, and they're all realizing that. And for the males, it's a thug type, you know, trap nigga, drill nigga, killer type, crazy crash out image. Like, that's the shit that sells, bro. It sucks, but it's the truth, bro. And there are outliers. There's niggas like J. Cole. There's niggas like, you know, that are not. Jack Harlow, there's like, you know what I'm saying? The Kid Leroy, like there's niggas like that. They're outliers. But also, with females, I'm sure there are outliers. Just haven't blown them up yet.
And while it's unfair to say that women can't do that, when men talk about sex all of the time in their bars, it just seems like for some, it's basically the only subject matter. Also,
North
while
Carolina
women
shit
talking
don't
about what
stand
goes
up.
on in the sheets has been around since Lil Kim dropped hardcore in the 90s, hip-hop is now the biggest genre in the world and reached increasingly young ears. As a result, some people feel like this wave has to be stopped. And in February of 2022, Nicki Minaj even suggested that she was leaning away from all of that because it's just way too much.
Now, right now, I'm back to talking about whatever I want to talk about on the records. But But it's still, to me, it still feels like
she got such a heavy New York accent.
A lot of stuff that I'm hearing, and a lot of even stuff that people are sending me. If it's too much of the sexual stuff, it feels, it's just not making me feel super comfortable anymore.
But she clearly had a change of heart. Or
I feel like that's a little crazy to hear coming from Nicki. I ain't gonna
because
lie.
on her next hit single, Super Freaky Girl, that dropped about 6 months later, Nicki relied on her old-fashioned formula, leading to her first ever solo #1 single in the process. While Nicki might have her own role to play in making the over-sexualization of women in rap so financially viable, what you can't take away from her is that she can rhyme. While in the case of some recent disciples of her and Cardi's, the same can't really be said. Instead, they have found a gap in the market to create pop hits that turn them into overnight stars.
The majority of the women who are
Ice
rapping
Spice is hilarious to me, bro.
So
I can't
what's
lie.
happening is that the
She's
hot
like a
songs
character.
for women are catchphrases and catchlines, and they're more focused on catchy shit than guys are. I hope that makes sense. So arguably, I could say Ice Spice Munch is a garbage rap song. However, it's an amazing quotable song. These days, all the catchy shit is female shit. That's facts.
In layman's terms, one catchy line can kickstart a female rapper's entire music career. And this method worked tremendously well for artists such as Ice Spice, Glorilla, and Sexy Red. But from the explicit bars to the TikTok-oriented music, there's a lot of evidence to suggest that the formula isn't really working like it was. Or, at the very least, people are waking up to the fact that while real female MCs like Little Sims and Rhapsody remain outside of the mainstream, these rappers who are all following the same path are getting increasingly easy to replace. And in recent months or even weeks, the narrative around female hip-hop has dramatically shifted. Rather than being seen as the ones leading the charges, people are starting to think that the hype is dying down.
Y'all ain't gonna want to hear it from me, but the girl rapper wave is over. But all of that, go find a girl, send her to Columbia, get it done, put her in the studio with fucking Mike Will or
Ice Spice was good as hell right there.
All of that, planting the girl in the scene, getting the record, and it taking off. That wave is over. I think labels are looking at it like very few of y'all are selling records, and none of these records are working.
Now, Joe is making some pretty big claims in that clip, but it turns out there's actually evidence to back up what others are saying. Honestly, I just think the female rapper bubble has popped. This is like when all the snap rappers came out back in the early 2000s. Cardi didn't have the love, Meg just wasn't talented enough, the rest are a dime a dozen. Nicki would still have the best first week and she is in her 40s. While we'll get to numbers in a moment, there are also other factors that have not really done the woman any favors when it comes to sustaining their buzz. For one thing, there is the constant infighting which has prevented them from getting any type of unity. Every couple of days, there is some petty feud starting between the women of hip-hop. Whether it's Lotto comparing Coi Leray's body to a blunt, or Cardi trying to beef with Bia, but keeping things super vague, there's barely a day that goes by where female rappers aren't going live and trying to air someone out.
But y'all getting me this close to dropping respect
It's true.
on my projects and
They
everything.
be into it, boy.
Cause y'all getting a lot of nerves. Not only that, but drop these conversations that I have with you bitches. The conversations is embarrassing. You bitches gonna look fucking crazy if I drop these fucking conversations.
I feel like
Stop
Cardi
testing
been calming down a lot more
Stop
though
trying me.
recently.
You bitches
She
got
really
my
don't be
number.
on that hot boy shit for real.
Stop doing internet
Not
shit.
no more, at least.
Stop playing with me.
Unless people come for her first. I feel like Cardi been chilling ever since she
Bother
been
you
like.
bitches. I don't sub you bitches. I don't talk about you bitches.
Although you could put this down to youth, it doesn't help that their queen isn't exactly setting a great example either, and proving that the advice MC Lyte tried to give them all hasn't been taken on board. From Lotto to Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki has been wading into beef whenever she wants these days.
Knowing that you're not it, to the point that you need another woman to be gone in order for you to shine. I never needed to do anything else my entire career except for be a bad bitch and be a real motherfucking MC. When the day came, they pretended like they had never said that. Didn't respond to my texts and started shading me on social media.
Suffering from a major victim complex, Nicki always feels as if the industry is trying to keep her down.
He tried to slide that in there. The bars gonna get you for that one, Oasis.
Like when the sales
Suffering
of her
from a
album
major
Blue Friday
victim
2
complex.
got downgraded. This was especially clear when Nicki said this in a now deleted rant on X. They said 199,000 just so that 2 wouldn't leave their mouth. Industry is trying to make these people look more successful than they are. Then they're doing a terrible job. Just take a look at Sweetie. Back in 2022, the Cali rapper, who has 13 million
Sweetie is a
Instagram
flop.
followers,
That's a terrible
somehow
example.
only sold 2,000
Talk
units
about like
on
Sexy
her
Red or
EP,
Lotto.
The Sweet Life, in its first week. This led to her getting pretty heavily clowned online, even by producers like Sunny Digital, who said 13 million followers, hundreds of thousands of likes on all of her pictures, and the album sold less than 2,000 copies. That's crazy. The math ain't
Why he
adding
just
up.
randomly come for her
Sunny's
though like
confusion
that?
is obviously wild. Because
I mean, you got a
traditionally,
point, but
if
why
you
he
have
come
that
for her
many
like that?
fans, then you really should be making a killing. in
That was
record sales.
unwarranted.
But for a while now, people have been waking up to the fact that many of these rappers' success and visibility are often looked at as the same thing, when that isn't necessarily what's really going down. Instead, they function more like influencers than artists. It's because they are more popular for their drama and Instagram posts than the actual music. Their music is only relevant when they go viral for being in some drama or showing ass.
I can agree with that, man. Not the comment, the shit he said before the comment. They're being looked at more like influencers than rappers. I can agree with that. Yeah, I gotta think, bro. Like, aside from a few female artists, who are the ones that are really like known for their music right now? Like, Nicki is known for her music. Meg is known for her music, but lately she's been kind of like more known for like her antics a little bit, especially with the Tory case and beefing with Drake and now beefing with Nicki, like all that shit. Like, they're kind of, yeah, they kind of are looking more at like influencers than anything. Y'all know Ari, like the famous rap baby mamas and shit, like Ari and shit, like, and Jada Weda. Like, honestly, tell me what is the real difference between somebody like Ari and Jada Weda and somebody like I don't know, like Sweetie, Meg, all that. Like, bro, the difference is if Ari and Jada Weda wanted to make music, they could go start making music right now, bro. They have, I honestly, truly, in my heart, feel like Ari and Jada Weda have the same, if not more, level of fame right now than some of the rappers, bro. Like, that's kind of crazy when you think about it. What does Ari do? Like, I'm not going to say what does Ari do because she has businesses and all that. So that's not no offense to her. You know what I'm saying? She be doing her thing. But I'm saying, like, if you didn't, like, keep up with her businesses and the things like that, would the average person look at Ari's page and know, like, what she does for a living? Like, they can't say, oh, she's a rapper or she's an actor or she does this, she's a YouTuber. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's just an influencer, bro. Like, she's an influencer, and she has way more power than a lot of these rap girls do. That's just a fact. I feel like Ari could start rapping right now. I feel like Jada Weda could start rapping right now. Do y'all think people like Ari and Jada are more famous than people like Sweetie? I do. Like the lower tier rap girlies and stuff like that. Like, I feel like they're more known in a way than some of the rap girls. And even some of the rap girls are more known for their influencer type antics than their music. Like Young Miami. Not the city girls in general, because JT, she kind of known for her music. I give JT her flowers and all that. Young Miami, she's kind of just, like, she's not known for her music at all. She's more so known for her antics, being with Diddy, you know, her podcast, Carisha Please, like, you know. She's more known for those type of things. Her best friend, what's the gay dude name? Like, I don't know his name. But she more known for those type of things, right? I just feel like, I don't know, like, he has a point. They are kind of like looked at more like influencers than artists. With exception of a few, like Sexy Red and Lotto and, you know, shit like that. Because they're looked at for their music.
Academics, this is how these new rappers majorly differ from someone like Nicki, who made their name off rapping.
Let me make this blanket statement now. 85% of the newer rappers, they are more social media personalities or social media entities than they are musicians. The music is...
I agree.
I won't even call it a soundtrack. It's such the backdrop. Let me speak on it.
Yeah, the music kind of feels like an add-on now, like a plus along with their personality.
You know that you probably can't name 3 lines of their biggest song. We've had, and no disrespect to any of them, because I know everybody going places. We've had Ruby Rose on here.
Facts. Ruby Rose is a rapper, bro. She was looked at more as a...
What is her biggest song?
Influencer.
Could you? I'm saying this to say, most of these women...
People like Des Dior, she's a rapper. I just learned that. I thought she was just the influencer.
Y'all tell me
I thought she was just Future's ex. I swear to God.
When I think about City Girls now, I think about
she make music.
I think about JT and Uzi. I think about how JT's on social media, on Shade Room. I think about how Young Miami be saying this and third. I think about her little twerk thing. I don't think about music. I will be honest.
It's funny he should mention City Girls because much like Sweetie, their numbers have had a crazy decline as well. Where their 2020 album City on Lock made them stars and spawned big singles, 2023's Raw debuted at number 117 with 10,000 copies sold. As a result, they were clowned relentlessly.
If you don't go hard with promoting your shit and putting it in people's face, like, of course it's gonna miss people, and I feel like it missed a lot of people, and then by the time people discovered it, it was discovered as a joke. Like, a lot of people found out through our record sales because that was probably the most viral thing. Like,
as for the idea that drama keeps these ladies selling records, look no further than Megan Thee Stallion herself.
JT's solo career doing real good right now. She got like 3 songs.
Wouldn't have been as successful as it was without the Nicki drama which surrounded it. And even though it made it to the top of the charts at the height of the Nicki beef, within 3 weeks, it had fallen out of the top 40 entirely and never returned. In a lot of ways, that's the story of Megan's whole career. While she does get moments like the highly controversial WAP, where the world is watching her, she's never really made that leap to doing Nicki numbers, even with all the support she has.
Cause what stopped her from being a superstar if we taking out sales? She ain't sold shit. Got every brand deal in the world, but also has all the backing from mad different people. She got a lot going on.
And rather than Megan being the only one, there's plenty of rappers who have the illusion of crazy success because of their prominence.
Bro, stop showing Sexy Red, bro. Sexy Red actually is successful.
Ice Spice hasn't actually charted above number 37 without the assistance of Taylor Swift or Pink Panthers. And Glorilla hasn't had a hit like F&F or even Tomorrow 2 again. And Lotto's latest single,
Those
Sunday
are 2
Service,
hits. What do you mean?
People thought was a diss towards Ice Spice, still peaked at number 100 before just disappearing. At the moment, female rappers are flopping left, right.
Huh? Sunday Service only peaked at 100? Is that true? Bro, I can't lie to you, bro. Sunday Service was going insane, bro. When she dropped that, bro, and her and Ice Spice was beefing. Hold on, bro. I gotta look that up. I gotta fact check that. I'm sure Louis to be doing his research, but for some reason, I don't believe that. I gotta fact check that, bro. Where was the highest point Sunday Service reached? Lotto. Lotto charts. Sunday Service has entered top 50 of Apple Music US. Is he talking about Billboard or something specifically? Like, what? I don't know, man. He probably did his research, man. He's most likely right. But nah, bro, that song was everywhere, bro. Like, that song was everywhere, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Sunday Service was not a flop at all. Yeah.
To make things worse, the only female rapper who's really popping off at the moment
Sexy
seems to have been the
Red.
straw that broke the camel's back. That is, of course, Sexy Red.
Okay, the reason I started rapping is because my boyfriend.
I was about to say, man, he keeps showing her, but she's going crazy right now.
Made a diss song about him.
Almost
and
the
girl
craziest out of all the girls, except
Nicki.
Nicki.
On it too. So I was talking all stuff about them. And then I showed my boyfriend a song, and he was like, "Dang, you straight know how to rap. You straight snap." And I'm sitting here talking stuff about him, but he was like me. He'd go pick up his friends to go hang out with them and stuff, and he'd be like, "Listen to her."
So
song,
she dissed her
listen to
nigga?
her new song. He'd be like, "Rap that for him. Rep that shit.
In a lot of ways, Sexy Red is like the end game of the sexual side of women's rap, or being ratchet as an image. Alongside creating a lip gloss line with names like Yellow Discharge and Coochie Juice, she has gained the widespread hatred of hip-hop fans for everything from hiding her baby daddy's face in her ass at her baby shower, to tracks like Pound Town being viewed as the literal downfall of hip-hop and society as we know it. 10 years ago, this would have been considered comedy. I hope it still is. But
That's
you really
true.
shouldn't worry too much. Because just like Ice Spice and others we discussed,
I think everybody
the amount
likes
you see her on
Sexy Red
social
right now.
media isn't actually in line with her success. To this day, she has yet to have a top 10 hit. And while tracks like Ski Yee and Pound Town did major numbers on YouTube and
Bro,
Spotify,
she just came
there's been
out.
a huge drop-off on recent singles where she's barely clearing 1 million views. So while there's no reason to worry about Sexy Red taking over,
Bro,
those who feel like the female rap
Get It
wave
Sexy
deserves
is
to
literally
end
going
will also be
insane
happy
right
about the fact that one of those women who helped launch it is even finding her own audience turning against them now. Where Doja Cat purposefully turned her fans against her by dissing them at every opportunity, Cardi B has managed to sour her own fan base purely by giving them the same old, as everyone else who's come before or after her.
Doja
From
dissed her
Bongos with
fans?
Megan Thee Stallion onwards, the
Why
rollout
would
of
you
Cardi's
ever do
first
that?
album since 2018 has been a complete mess. At every turn, the tracks have been seen as not only way below what fans were expecting, but totally unoriginal and just a rehash of what she's already done. As a result of her new song, Enough, she has been getting majorly roasted to the point that people are actively wanting to kick her out of hip-hop. This sounds so 2018. Cardi, hang it up. Her music doesn't have replay value. No one even plays Bodak Yellow. She needs to stick to modeling or acting. This is not good. Are y'all high? With everything going on right now and the fading fortunes of all these female rappers,
Yeah, Cardi
it looks like
kinda
the wave
falling
that
off. I
once had
can't lie
hip-hop
about
in a
that one.
chokehold has lost its appeal. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to go away immediately, but as Joe Budden explained, it just means that labels won't be putting such an emphasis on looking for who's up next now, when it's been proven that a lot of them can't move records.
So they ran to the
Dwight
women
Show Polo
and
G.
They did it. I'm saying now, no. And that said, there will still be women rappers. But I don't think that the labels are actively out there looking for the next big girl rapper. The next one.
From the constant drama to endless attempts to outdo each other in terms of dirty lyrics or daring visuals, to these artists just getting shoved down our throats for everything except their music, it's clear that the consumers are sick of what they're being offered up by the women of hip-hop. Meanwhile, Nicki, who's probably still its official queen when you look at her global fan base,
Not probably,
isn't
she
getting any
is.
younger and probably won't be rapping deep into her 40s. Even then, she's still struggling to sell out her current tour. Now, it looks like there's only two ways to go. Either they evolve, or we're about to enter into another dark age where there's no woman who's really running the game at all.
Yeah, y'all, that's gonna do it for this video. My closing thoughts. I disagree wholeheartedly, Lewester. I disagree. You did. Let me start by addressing what you said at the end. You do have a point. Nicki is clearly the queen still right now, and she is getting older. That's the sad truth, but it's the truth. She is getting older. I don't know how long she's gonna be rapping heavy. But we gotta appreciate Nicki while she's here and give her flowers. But I will say, her counterparts, like the girls that she was at the top with, the three queens, when you think of black women in music, who do you think of? You think of Beyonce, you think of Rihanna, and you think of, on the rapping side, Nicki Minaj, right? Rihanna stopped making music altogether after she got, you know what I'm saying? She's getting older, she stopped making music altogether. We ain't getting no Rihanna music no more. We just gotta accept that, right? Beyonce, she drops every now and then, but it's very, 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 very sparingly. Like, I don't even know the amount of time between Beyonce's last few drops. Like, she is really on her Kendrick Lamar shit in a way, or at least from what I've seen. Maybe I gotta go look at the last few times she dropped, but Beyonce don't drop that much. That's a fact. We can't argue that. She doesn't drop as much as she used to. Nicki, she's still dropping kind of frequently. It's kind of slowing down a little bit, but her last album went crazy. Like, her last album is doing what it's supposed to. But Nicki is kind of starting to shift into slowing down a little bit, but yeah, you have to wonder, like, at what point is it just gonna be over with? Like, Nicki probably ain't gonna be rapping for forever. I couldn't even see her in the next 5 years still really, really rapping heavy. She could, obviously, if she wanted to, but the question is if she wanted to. I think Nicki is about to stop releasing as much as well, and probably just retire, start some businesses, and live in her luxury life that she's created, just like Rihanna and Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? They're the three queens. They did their thing, and it's time for the new generation to step up. Now, in terms of new generation, man, I also agree that you said it's going to be hard to find the next face. We don't know who the next face is. There's not even really a good candidate at this point. Like, Sexy Red is good, cool. I like her music. A lot of people enjoy her stuff, but she's not no Nicki Minaj, bro. Like, we just have to be flat out honest. She's not a Nicki Minaj. Sexy Red is more like she calls herself the female Gucci Mane, right? Like, she got the hardest beats. You know what I'm saying? She don't really be talking about none, but it sounds good. And she always has the hardest beats. Sexy Red is like that. She's like a Gucci Mane, Chief Keef type artist. But she's not the Drake. She's not the top of the top of the game, right? I felt like for a long time it could have been Meg, but not with the hate that she gets from Nicki's fan base. I'm sorry, that's just never gonna happen. Megan is never going to be number one due to the fact that she's beefing with Nicki Minaj. That's just what it is. So that brings us to the question of who will be the next female GOAT. And honestly, y'all, I don't know. But I don't feel like the wave is gonna stop. There's so many girl rappers just popping out, and getting motion, getting their own little wave started. So I feel like it's still going to be a pretty decent female rap industry. But I just feel like there won't be a clear face. Like, there's not going to be a clear number one who's just so far ahead of everyone else that no one else matters, like Nicki Minaj. Like, once Nicki retires, there's not going to be a face of female rap for a while. But the wave isn't going to die down. You know, this title, the female rap wave is over, that's not true. That's not true at all. It's actually getting better than it ever has, slowly. But, yeah, I don't think there will be a face. I'll agree with that. But, yeah, man, y'all let me know what y'all think down below, man. That's my thoughts on the situation, honestly. But, yeah, I want to hear how y'all feel, man. So, comment down below how you feel. If you agree with Wesley, if you agree with me, just let us know. If you don't agree with neither of us, cool, too. I just want to know how you feel, man. But, yeah, that's going to do it for this video, man. As always, I hope you enjoyed. My name's Isaac. I'd appreciate if you like, comment, and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? If you do subscribe, please turn on that post notification bell as well, so you're notified whenever I drop another video, man. And yeah, man, head over to my Instagram, follow me over there at officialisaac_. And check out my main channel too, man. It's just Isaac, ISAAC. Pranks and everything over there all the time. But with that being said, man, I'm gonna see y'all in the next reaction. We out.